Welcome to the Storehouse for Caregivers. My name is Lakeisha Hines.
And I'm Willie Hines.
And thank you for joining us today. We are talking about something that is very, very difficult for, I want to say, most people.
Most people.
Most people.
Especially us.
Especially us. But we will help you. We will help you as we help ourselves, right? It's all about help this month. That's exactly what we're talking about. And why it's so difficult for people to ask for help, to receive help, even sometimes to give help to others. That is challenging for some, but we definitely want to start with just helping you to understand what it really is. And you may say, I don't need a definition of this, but it's okay because you're going to get one anyway. Help means to make it easier for someone to do something by offering services or resources. Services or resources. So believe it or not, even when you are providing information to someone else, you're helping. And even when you're receiving information from someone else, that's helping. So it's not always something that you do physically with your hands. That's help, giving or receiving, but it actually could be just getting resources. So that's one of the things that we I want to say are passionate about doing is providing resources and support to caregivers. And this is one of the ways that we want to do that, to be able to provide these episodes, to provide this show for you so that, again, you don't feel as if you're isolated and all alone in whatever it is that you're going through. So why is help needed? I think for me, I get a lot of satisfaction by being able to help other people. Like, it brings me joy to be able to do that. It actually makes me feel happy when I make somebody else happy when I'm helping them. Believe it or not, there's research that shows that it actually improves our health when we help other people. There's this Chinese saying that goes, if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help somebody.
Yeah, and helping gives you a sense of purpose, a sense of accomplishment. And that's why most people help, because most people have a genuine feeling of wanting to assist, wanting to essentially make the world a better place. That's not the challenge. The challenge is asking and receiving help. So we're going to go through a little bit of all that today.
Yeah, and there's something called the helper's high, which actually scientifically it's been proven that helping others releases endorphins, which in turn improves your mood and helps to boost your self-esteem. So it feels good. It just feels good. And it's possible that helping others, again, does help with your overall mood, your happiness, your health. So there's mutual benefits for both parties, the person that's giving the help and the one that's receiving. And also, I think for you, one of the things that you really enjoy is helping people in career and business, professional development. That's a form of helping as well. And you get a lot of joy out of being able to do that for other people. And so, again, there are multiple reasons why we want to continue to help others, and hopefully something stands out to you today. All right.
So
why do we help?
Many reasons that we help. Some are charged. You have motivation in helping. Some of them sometimes is so you can get something else. But there's a favor for a favor type help. And those are the main motivation resource for most people. Because it's easy to help someone if we know that one day they will help us in pretty much that same way. So that makes it easier, that favor for favor.
Absolutely. And of course, there's the karma principle, right? What goes around comes around. So, if you do bad, bad will come. But if you do good, then good things will happen to you. So I think a lot of people do operate from that place, from the karma principle. And then sometimes it's about making a good impression, right? You definitely want to make a good impression at work or in your community. And maybe at your church, different organizations that you're a part of, helping out actually does, again, make other people look at you favorably, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, just once again, it increases your overall happiness. Again, for the person who's giving and the one that's receiving. So there was a study that was done at the University of British Columbia and the Harvard Business School. And they found that happiness can be obtained just by spending your money on others. I don't know how you feel about this one, because money, that's a sensitive subject in the Hines household. Okay. Researchers gave participants a $5 or a $20 bill and asked them to spend the money by 5 p.m. Half of the participants were instructed to spend the money on themselves, and the other half were assigned to spend the money on others. The participants that spent the money on others reported feeling happier at the end of the day than those who spent the money on themselves.
Again, that happiness and that giving to someone else impacts your health in a positive way.
Yeah.
And that's what it's really all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
So accepting help. Oof. This is where it's tough.
Yes.
This is where it's tough. The immediate response of accepting help, we automatically feel that we are weaker, we are needy, and it's a negative thought process. It's a negative thought process that we have about ourselves if we are accepting or asking for help. That's not the case. Asking for help is a form of strength. It is a form of vulnerability, but you're asking for help, and most people ask for help when they have exhausted all
no
other
other
resources.
options.
Yeah. So you've gone through that process. So accepting that help can be tough for you.
Yeah, I love this quote by Return to Wellness. We often say that giving is receiving. It also works the other way. Receiving is giving too. By accepting help, you stretch the limits of what is possible for yourself and for others. And so again, if you are just open to shifting your mindset and how you look at asking for help and receiving help, I promise you it will completely change your life. Because the reality is it takes courage to ask for help. And many people, to Willie's point, see it as a sign of weakness, but it's really not. It's a form of strength to be able to say, you know what? I don't have all the answers and I can't do it all. And let me talk to my special needs mommies for just one moment. Let me just take a moment, fellas. Hang in there. I just want to talk to my mommies right quick. We somehow receive this mindset, many of us, not all of us, that we were somehow super women, that we could do it all and that we had to do it all and we had to solve it all and fix it all and take care of everybody and neglect ourselves. That shows that we're the better mom. Like, the more we neglect ourselves, the better mom we are. That is a lie from the pit of hell. I don't know where that came from. I don't know who told us that or taught us that, but that is not the truth, because you cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. The more you give and you stop getting rejuvenated, replenished, and refreshed, eventually you will tap out. Eventually there's nothing left to give. And who suffers? You and the persons that you're responsible for, the people that are closest to you. So it's okay for you to ask for help.
Yeah, and accepting that help allows that person to be a blessing to you. It may be something that they were called to do. So you allow them to help them so they can fulfill their purpose or their what they were given to give to you. And the mentality you have to take is reject that shame, drop that burden mentality that if someone helping me or asking for help, that it's a burden to them. Right. It be open to a deeper emotional closeness regarding the person who's providing that assistance. And like as Keisha said, that's just admitting you can't do everything, but none of us can do everything. No. We have different gifts and different talents that we may have to lean on someone else to help us out in certain areas. If they decide to do it, then it's not too much. It's not too much. And you deserve to be assisted. And the main thing is you're asking for help, but at some point you're going to be helping someone else. Matter of fact, you've already helped someone else. You're giving some advice, you're giving some encouragement, you're giving of your time, you're giving of your financial resources. you were already doing that. So allow someone to do that for you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, okay, where does this start from? Where does it stem from? And a lot of times it starts in our childhood, and depending on how we were raised and what our attachment styles were like with our caregivers. But if you think about a 2-year-old, that you start to see that budding independence where they want to do it themselves, right? No, let me do it. They can barely even talk, but they're trying to do all these things themselves. And what do? When we know it's something that they can't do, we say, let me help you, right? And so we teach our kids that it's okay to ask for help, and we encourage them to ask for help. But are we taking our own advice?
Not at all.
Not at all. And so we do struggle again at times with that, but we shouldn't. Because again, every human being on this planet needs another human being on this planet. That's why we were all put here together. And so again, those early attachments, they help to shape how we relate to each other and how we expect other people to relate to us. And so if we had insecure patterns of attachment in childhood, we may feel less trusting or less secure in our adult relationships. And that's something that we have to deal with. Listen, I'm a proponent of counseling. I think everybody needs to be in therapy. I don't care if you have a mental health diagnosis or not. I believe every person can benefit from therapy. So if that's something that you're struggling with attachment and security and trusting people, you may want to reach out to someone to deal with whatever those challenges you may be facing. And maybe there was some trauma from your childhood that is unresolved. And so I just urge you to reach out and get support. It really is. Get help. Get help. Yeah. Because it can be difficult to depend on other people if people have consistently let you down in the past. And it makes sense why you wouldn't. But everybody's not like that. There are people who are dependable, that are reliable, that will come through for you. And so we just got to make sure you're connected to the right ones. And so how do we challenge our discomfort around asking for help? Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Instead of focusing on returning it. Easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
But we got to start somewhere. So there are times when people actually do reject help. You know, there's someone in their lives, they're willing to help out, and they're like almost begging, please, what can I do for you? How can I help you? I see that you have a lot on your plate. What can I do? And they reject the help.
Yeah, just give those persons, give them some time. Allow them the opportunity to come around, but be that available resource for them. And that way, whenever they come back around, because it's hard for them, position yourself to offer that help the way they want that help.
Ooh, say that again.
Be available and be sensitive to offer the help the way they want the help. Because they're already struggling with asking. We don't want to take over the situation and say, I'm going to help you like this. This is the help you need. Allow them to make that determination of what they need and make sure that you are clear. Repeat what they say so you can understand it and offer the help that they want.
I'm sorry.
Just offer them the help the way they want to be helped.
That may actually shut them down and cause them to not ask for help again if you don't give them the help in the manner in which they expect you to, the way that they request the help. You basically are telling them, I know better than you. I know what you need more than what you need. And so that's inappropriate. And we definitely don't want to do that. As you said, it's already hard enough for them to ask for help. And so if they do, meet them where they are and help them the way that they desire to be helped. Something that I think is really beautiful, which is something that we try to do, and this is not like tooting our horn, but it is a part of the fabric of who we are as Support for Caregivers, is we actually do research on the issue that someone is facing, and we get informed about something that we don't know. We meet caregivers all the time. Their kiddos have all these unique diagnoses, things we've never heard of. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me educate myself about this diagnosis because I've never heard of it. And so let me see what are common challenges with this particular diagnosis and see what resources and support we can offer. So Doing some research, that means a lot when you are able to circle back around and say, hey, I was researching this the other day and I saw that this is common with this diagnosis. Is this what your child is dealing with? Is this something that your family is facing? Oh my gosh, they will appreciate that so much that you took the time to try to learn more about their situation and what's going on with them.
Yeah, you don't want to pressure them. You don't want to use those words where you need to do. You just want to offer those suggestions or options, if you will, to things that may be beneficial for those persons that are asking for help. But again, I just want to go back to help them the way they want to be helped. It's going to be very important.
And this is something Willie's really good at, like, helping me with. Don't give long speeches. Like, don't give long speeches full of advice, because I get so excited and I'm so passionate about, like, tell me more. How can I help? Let me give you these resources, because we've been doing this for a really long time. So we do have a lot of information, and I'll get really excited and I'm trying to give too much. And Willie's really good at, like, hold on, Keisha. Like, let's just start here. And see if this is what they need. If they need more, they'll let us know. So he's really good at, I would say, giving people information in small doses versus overwhelming them. Yeah. And so in extreme cases, we may even need to reach out to a professional. We've done that. We have researched resources, and we have made referrals because maybe it's something that, again, we just don't have that level of expertise. Someone came to us. They were looking for, I want to say it was like a trust.
Yeah.
They wanted information about a trust. So we know what those are. Like, Willie's in the finance industry, in the financial industry. So, like, we know what it is. But, like, for me to be able to educate you about what you should do with your situation, we're like, nah, let's give you some resources so they can, so they can help you navigate that. Because we never want to give you bad information or the wrong information. So before helping somebody who is going through something difficult that might be in a tough spot, we just want to encourage you to make sure that your actions are going to help them in the long run and not just let them escape immediate consequences. We want to make a difference between helping and making excuses, because everybody can make an excuse for something. You can make an excuse not to help. You can make an excuse to help, like, I'm doing this because XYZ, but maybe that's not the best reason. Anybody can make excuses to get away from their problems, but trying to take a step for a better self and accepting the help is actually what takes courage. So we want to make sure that, again, we're encouraging them to be courageous and ask for help and receive the help.
Yeah. And kind of spoke to this earlier regarding why there's some rejections for help, feeling weak, fear of what someone may assume about them, and our own pride. Our own pride may get in the way of us really accepting the help that we may need or asking for help.
Yeah, one of the fears too is fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Fear of, I ask for help and the person says no.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Gosh. But that is tough though.
That's tough.
Like, if you muster up the courage to ask somebody for help and they say no, oh my goodness. That can be tough. But we want to encourage you to still continue to ask for help, because maybe that wasn't the right person for you to ask help from.
For that time.
And so, sometimes we do have to, for lack of better words, read the room. If you're talking to somebody and they're having the same challenges you're having and they're struggling, that may not be the person to ask for help, because they need help themselves. So maybe we need to combine forces and say, hey, we need to go looking for help together, because we both need help. And so sometimes, again, it's just not the right person, but it doesn't mean that you made the wrong choice to ask for help.
Correct.
Right, because you're being courageous, and we want to encourage you to continue to be courageous and ask for that help. All right, so we might notice this range of thoughts that minimize, critique, or deny us like the ones that you see on your screen. All these thoughts, they are not real representations of us or our relationship with the person helping us. They're just the self-denying commentary of our inner critic. And everybody has an inner critic. Some inner critics are super loud, and other inner critics are super soft and they whisper, but everybody has an inner critic. And so just some of these thoughts, right? I didn't really do anything special. This is a big one. I don't deserve help. That's a big one. And it's a lie. It's not true. It's not true.
You shouldn't lean on other people.
Oh my gosh.
That's a tough one.
Yes. And that's the individual who may have not had people come through for them when they were younger, right? So you get accustomed to not depending on people and being independent and doing everything on your own. And when you come to that place where you're at the end of yourself and you have no choice but to ask for help, it can be difficult. And you revert back to what you kept telling yourself for all these years, that I shouldn't lean on other people, especially if they say no when you ask for help. If I express my need, it will be seen as too much, or like I'm too much.
How do you know?
How do you know?
You don't know.
You don't know. And you mentioned this earlier, like this is my burden, not theirs, assuming that it will be a burden.
Responsibility, shift the burden over. Nope.
Assuming that you're annoying them. They may be annoyed that you didn't ask for help. Yep. I've had that experience. Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you tell us you needed help? Now I owe you something.
Right.
Because I asked for help, you gave me help, now I owe you.
And those may not be the right people to ask. But again, that may be an inner critic as well. Right. They may not even have any thoughts of that. So again, asking for the help, be courageous.
Yes.
In doing that.
And you're not worth the trouble. You know, that inner critic telling you you're not worth the trouble that you assume someone is going to experience as a result of you asking them for help. And then the biggest one is just telling yourself that you don't need help, which we know, again, at some point, we all do some form of help. So we definitely have to ignore that inner critic. Sometimes we literally have to tell that inner critic to shut up, be quiet. I don't want to hear you. I'm not listening to you right now. And the way that you really start dealing again with that inner critic, like I said, is ignoring it, but also act complete opposite of the advice of your inner critic. If your inner critic is telling you that you don't deserve help, then you counteract that with I'm worthy of help. And you can turn those into daily affirmations. Again, if this is something that you're really struggling with and some of these resonate with you, whatever ones resonate with you, you speak the opposite of that. Write it down. And let those be daily affirmations for yourself. I am worthy of help. I do deserve help. And I am not a burden. And I'm not too much. Or whatever it is that your inner critic is saying, you speak the opposite to yourself. And you do it until you believe it. You keep doing it until you absolutely believe that. And like I said, again, if it's something that you're really struggling with and you know it's something you've been dealing with for a really long time, start to explore those attachment patterns that you have with other individuals and go back to your childhood and see how those might be influencing your ability to accept generosity from others. Because literally our attachments can act as models for how we expect other people to behave. And they literally could be driving our feeling of distrust, discomfort, and the lack of relying on other people and just keeping us in this space of feeling like we just have to do everything by ourselves. So the more we understand about our attachment history, we can actually foster more inner security and become more open and accepting toward other people, which is the ultimate goal. All right, so everybody knows I love my acronyms. So HELP is actually an acronym for helping, encourage, lighten, and provide. We want to lighten the load. We want to be able to provide the help. We want to encourage you to get help, to give help. And so some of the things that we will give you homework this time is how have you provided a sense of hope for someone else? Because that's a form of helping.
And that's the other acronym, hope, encouragement, love, and patience. So how have you provided hope for others? How have you received that hope from others? encouragement. I think it's so easy to give that out, and encouraging words, actions, but we don't take it from others the way we give it out. So us in this special needs community, that unconditional love, just saying it's going to be okay, and do others know how to show you love? Do you understand what it takes for you to feel loved? So there's some of the things. And
Absolutely.
patience.
I love that. And we do that with our kiddos all the time. We encourage them all the time and we praise them. Good job. Oh my God, that's amazing. Right? But do we do that for ourselves? Typically,
we don't.
We do not. So we have to show love to others, love to self, and be intentional about identifying the different ways that people can show you love and share that with them. And that patience. Oh my gosh, what are some new ways you can exercise patience with others, but patience with yourself? Oh my goodness. We will be patient with our kiddos, but again, be impatient with ourselves. So This is all about giving and receiving. Give the love, receive the love. Give patience, receive the patience, right? And we're encouraging you again to do that for yourself so you can continue to do that for others. And so it is okay to seek, request, accept, and provide help. It is not okay to refuse help when it is needed.
Yes, indeed. Enough said.
All right. And so if you are in need of help, please, 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 please reach out to us. There's multiple ways to do that on all our different social media platforms. Of course, our website, there's an email address. There's also a phone number that you can call or text, which is on your screen. You can actually go to our website also and schedule a spotted call where we can actually carve out time specifically to meet with you to address your resource needs. We also have a monthly support group, and we alternate in person and virtual. So for our virtual group, it is via Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can participate via Zoom for our support group. So we hope that you will utilize one of these mechanisms to reach out and ask for help. Yeah. And if you're in a space and you have the bandwidth where you want to give help, you can partner with us to do that too.
So we are here to help.
Yes.
We want you to reach out to us for help. So it will not be a burden. This is what we are here to do.
I like what you did there. It will not be a burden at all. So thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.